ringer, and your bell ringer is to write the one, in your opinion, the one most important part of a job interview. What do you think is the most important part of a job interview? As far as like, what is the one thing that your interviewer is going to look at and maybe make an opinion or a choice as far as employers based on one thing? What would it be on? So, yes ma'am, do you need a piece of? Me too. Once you have finished that, I'm going to try something. Once you finish that one thing, I want you to flip it over and put a number between 1 and 6 on the back of it. No, you don't have to write the prompt. Just your answer will be just fine. Yeah, a number between 1 and 6 on the back. No, what is the one thing that you think is the most important part of like an interview? What's the one thing that would make you or break you when it comes to an interview? Okay, once you're done, you may go ahead and take your Post-it and stick it on the board. Stick it over here where Boo's wrote her name or somebody's wrote Boo's name. It can be a sentence or just a word or whatever. Yes, this is yours. On your way back, you may grab a Chromebook. They're right up here. It'd probably be nice if one person grabs the people at your table. Number 1 through 6. Maddie, give me a number 1 through 6. 4. 4. Guys aren't listening. Somebody else didn't put one. They don't have a number. Oh, for real? Oh, for real? You don't have to write your name. You just need, yeah, I do need a name. It's okay. Don't worry about it. That's not going to work. I failed, you guys. I was going to put you on groups based on those numbers, but I didn't tell you your name on it. That was it. Okay. Alright, so let's see. One of them says being well dressed. That's pretty well important, don't you think? We've got attitude, attitude, attitude. The way you carry yourself, so your presence, your posture, I think that is important. Your appearance, once again. Your background check. The way you present yourself, your appearance, your resume. Okay, your attitude, possibly having a nasty attitude would keep you from being hired. It's probably true. Your personality. Character, appearance, attitude, and your dress. And your choice of words. Anybody think that there's anything we need to add to that? well got it all? I guess we got options from everybody. Okay, so there are a lot of different things that you think about when you're going to a job interview. And so a job interview can be really stressful. Anytime that you have to sit down in front of somebody and they're judging you, and let's face it, a job interview is somebody judging you, it can be nerve-wracking and it can be stressful. And so one of the most important things for you to do is to make sure that you're well prepared for a job interview. So what I want us to do is to work together to prepare ourselves for a job interview for the future. So I'm going to break this up into groups, and if you'll notice, I've passed out a little sheet. This sheet has all the information that you're going to need on it. It has our directions, which say in this activity, students are going to work in small groups to research a topic and to find the answers to a short list of questions. Students are then to compile the most important information on a poster to share with the class. Groups will also work together to write and perform either a short skit, an avatar, or a Powtoon. And I believe you've all made one of these three in classes in the past. I know we've used avatars in our class. I know Miss Morgan's using Powtoons. I think it's Miss Morgan. And anybody can write a skit. You guys can do either of the three.
What's a Powtoon?
Powtoons are like cartoons, and you can go onto your Google Drive, and if you'll look at all the apps there on your Google Drive, Powtoon is one of them. And basically, you create an animated cartoon. It's pretty cool. So surely someone in your groups will have made one. If not, then I can certainly help you with that. But they're not super difficult. They're actually pretty fun. But it's a way that you can perform a skit, get the information across to your classmates without actually having to perform and in front of the class. And so for some of y'all that can be a little intimidating, although it would be good exercise because, I mean, let's face it, an interview is in front of someone who is judging you, and that's, you know, kind of part of it. So, but if you choose not to, that is okay. I've given you a couple of choices. Let's see, this skit can be serious or it can be humorous, that's your choice, but it must strongly convey an idea related to the subject assigned to your group. All group members must participate in order to receive credit. And students will fill out a self-assessment as well as an assessment of their group. So when we're done, I'm going to have a sheet for you to fill out to assess your group members as well as yourself. And then also, you will find on here the 6 different groups and their subjects. And on the next page, for each of the questions, I have taken the liberty of doing a little research for you so that I know that you have gotten good websites. You don't have to use these, but if you use a different website, make sure that you've found a good, trustworthy, good source of information. But I have looked up some for you. Okay, so some of the questions that we're going to be exploring are the interview questions.
Excited.
Yes.
Can we speak on, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
So the interview questions, and then so I want you to come up with a list of common interview questions, and I'm going to give you a piece of bulletin board paper, and on that paper you would maybe do bullet points and come up with some really good interview questions that you would share with the classroom. So you're going to make a list of approximately 10 of those. And then we'll talk about how a good way to answer each of those questions. We'll do that in class. And then you will show your skit, and then we'll move to the next group. The next group will discuss interviewee questions. So the questions that you as the interviewee would ask the interviewer. Okay, you're the one that's going for the job. What kind of questions can you ask? And sometimes those can be hard because oftentimes the interviewer has already covered everything. So you're going to have to be kind of creative because you do want to look like you have done your research and that you are interested, and so you're going to want to come up with some different questions. So those you can also make a list on your bulletin board paper. The next subject is common mistakes made by the interviewee. So you're just going to make a bullet point poster, maybe do your skit with
maybe something kind of funny or something, showing some mistakes that could possibly be made. The next one is nonverbal communication. So on this one, you're just going to look up and do a little research on some of the nonverbal communication, the qualities that an employer is looking for. So for your skit, you might, have somebody that's slumped down or looking at their toes, or that doesn't show you good quality communication techniques. Maybe they're I don't know, but that's for you guys to come up with. You guys can come up with some good nonverbal communication signs. But the next one is appropriate dress. What to wear for an interview. I want to know the difference between professional business and business casual. And then the last one is research the internet to find a list of illegal job questions, because there are some questions that are illegal for a potential employer to ask you. What are those questions? Why are they illegal? And how do you go about answering those if someone does ask you that in an interview? What do you say to them? You can't say that. That's illegal. It's probably not the best way to handle that. So how are you going to handle it? Because it's a possibility that it will happen. So I want you guys to get, we're going to break up into groups. I want you to get on your Chromebook. You guys discuss how y'all are going to do your project, what kind of project you're going to do as far as skit-wise, and then you guys can get started on it. We will work on this today. We will finish it up tomorrow, and we'll start doing presentations on Monday for sure, okay? All right.